This is a continuation of the video about how to create an assessment in EdConnect. This is a video on how to go into co-authoring folder and copy an assessment to be able to assign it to your own children. So even if you didn't author a test, you can, your coworker decided to share it with you, you can get in that folder and assign it to your own students. So when you log in to EdConnect, you're going to come over to the left and you are going to click down where it says assessments. And you are going to scroll down until you see test co-authoring. You're going to click on there. If a test was shared with you, it will show up in this next screen. And the most recent will be at the top. I know some people put them in little folders. You can have folders for, your PLC or something. I usually don't do that. I just tell them to look for what it's named and look for it at the top. So the video is called Sample for the Video. So you see it right here. It's not necessary to click it. To click the box, you can just click on it, and this will bring the assessment up. Now, once you have clicked on that, it is impossible for anybody else that has co-authoring enabled, any of the other teachers, to access this. So basically, you have it on your screen, everyone else is locked out. Okay, so what you really want to do is don't forget to go back into the folder at the end, and I'll take you through that, and click Done Editing. Because for right now, it's a little too confusing to do that in the middle of you copying the test. It's easier just to go back when you're done. But you have to remember, if you don't do that, everyone else is going to be locked out and no one else will be able to copy the test. So the first thing you want to do is you want to copy the test. So you are going to click Copy Test. This will bring a screen up that looks very almost identical to when the person actually created the assessment. My advice is to get rid of the copy, that word, and just put your last name in front of it. So, we've been in 5th grade PLC, just been naming them ELA Formative Assessment 1, ELA Formative Assessment 2. So you would just put SLOTA ELA Formative Assessment 3, or however you want to do it. But it's just easiest to put your last name there. You don't want to change any of this because someone already authored it for you. So everything's going to stay the same here. You're going to come down. You don't need to have anyone co-authored on this test. It is yours and yours only to assign to your students. So you want to come over and you want to make sure that you generate the test. Now for teachers with students that have IEPs or any type of where they might have text-to-speech enabled on their end, since I already put text-to-speech in the test, you would just have to click Generate Text-to-Speech. If you do not see Generate Text-to-Speech, you can go in under the test properties, click down through until you get to Edit, and that will enable you to go ahead and then check off text-to-speech, but it already is, so you don't need to do that. But if the person that authored the assessment forgot text-to-speech, that would be your chance to do it. You always want to come over here and just make sure that, it's 1 point, 1 point, 1 point. If not, I would probably talk to the person that authored the test and let them know about the mistake or something that they need to fix. You're going to want to generate the text to speech, and that'll just be processing while you're doing that. And then you are going to click Ready to Schedule. That's not the first time that you have to click Ready to Schedule, and it's telling me, are you sure you're ready to schedule the test? Text-to-speech content should be generated and previewed before scheduling this test. So normally I would say yes, I'd wait. But for just the purpose of the video, I'm going to just say okay and keep going. It'll still generate it. I just won't be able to preview it. Or if you want to be patient and yeah, it didn't take that long, you could wait till it's done. But I'm just going to click schedule again. And down here, you will have your start date that you want to click. So that's the date that you want the children to be able to start taking the test. And so I'll just say the 18th. And then the end date is when you want them, the last day possible to take the test. So maybe our PLC is on the 20th, so maybe someone needs to do it in the morning. The score date, you can leave that as is as long as it's after the end date. You don't need to share. You don't need to do any of this unless you wanted to share with your teacher gradebook. They say it's highly recommended to preview in the test nav. So you could do that. When you come down here, there is a required online code for the students to access it. I always put something easy there. So if you want to just put SLOTA, and this would be the third test I gave them, then SLOTA 3, and that would be easy for them to remember. And you'll notice while I was doing that, I got a notification saying, and that's going to say that the text-to-speech is generated. So right here is where you assign your students. It says test is currently unassigned. It's really important, and this is easy to forget, that you don't need to, I'm sorry, and I didn't say this, you don't need to change anything in here. But when you come down here, you're going to want to click Edit Assignment. Now, I teach BSI, so my classes look different than yours, but I see that I have an English Language and Literature Supplemental 5th grade. I'm sorry, that's period 5. So I'm going to go to my 5th grade class, which is right here, and click them. If you also wanted it not to assign it to a section, you could assign it to individual students. It would put the individual students up, but I know what section I need. You would click that and then click Save. It'll take you back to this, just making sure that you have everything done. And then you want to make sure, yep, you have I always view the assignment summary and make sure that it is the section that I want. And then you'll come back here and save and publish. And this is where it's publishing the test. And once that is done, then the students are able to start taking the test on the date that you scheduled it for. So if you need any assistance, please let me know. But I also want to show you, this is where you need to go now to say you're done editing the test. So it puts it back in the folder and allows other teachers to then do the same thing you did and assign it to their kids. So when you're all done that, you want to come back to assessments, click down, go back to test co-authoring. You're going to find the assessment that you just copied where it says sample for the video or whatever the teacher had named it. And you want to come up here. You already copied the test and everything. You're done. So you're going to click Done Editing. And this will send it back into the folder so anybody else can do what you did and assign it to their students. So like I said, if you need any help, please let me know. Thank you.